As promised, let's get chatting with the management of NHPC. That's the stock on our radar, as reports earlier this month did say that the company is proposed to take over 4 private sector projects in northeast India. The capacity is allotted to Jindal Power, KSK Energy and Himagiri Hydro Energy in Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim. So to discuss their expansion plans and the power demand trajectory, we do have AK Singh, the chairman and the MD of the company, joining in. Thanks a lot, Mr. Singh, for joining in. Your capacity close to around that 7,000 megawatts. With this 6,000 megawatt capacity that you're in talks with to acquire, your capacity will double. Can you confirm that you're actually looking to take over 4 private sector projects?
Yes, we have already requested the state government. We've been talking to the Ministry of Power also, and we are already working together to get these projects.
Okay, give us a sense then, sir. I believe your capacity is 7,000 megawatt and the capacity that you're looking at is around 6,000 megawatt. Is that correct?
Yes.
So
yes.
What kind of money will you have to spend to take over these projects? That's point number 1. And also you'll have to put in some money to get these projects started. So what is that additional money that you'll have to spend?
Actually, money for this, we have the capex of roughly 8,000 to 9,000 crore per year.
Okay.
And for the next 10 years, we have a capex plan of around 1 lakh crores. And we have the very strong balance sheet. There is no issue of the capex. And if capex is required, we can arrange the money also. So there is not a problem for the capex to...
No, Mr. Singh,
crore, 12,000 crore. Yes.
Mr. Singh, you're at around 7,000 megawatt currently capacity, correct?
Yes.
You confirm that you're looking to take over around 6,000 megawatt of capacity, which is, currently with these private players. Is that correct? So your capacity will go to around 13,000 megawatt?
We already are working on active construction on 6,000 megawatt. And all these projects are going to come in the next 3-4 years.
No, so
we start from 22 only.
Our question was specifically with regard to these reports that suggest that you're going to be taking over 4 private sector projects, which amounts to around 6,000 megawatts. And these projects were in northeast India. So are you interested in those as well?
Yes, we are interested. We have sent the intent also, and we are discussing with the state government in consultation with the ministry, and whatever the things will decide, we will definitely going to take these projects.
You have a capex plan of 1 lakh crores over the next 10 years, ambitious as it may be, 8,000 crores every year. What is the return ratio on these, capex that you're doing likely to be? Primarily because what we also understand is that these private sector projects, they weren't viable to the companies, and which is why they're looking to sell. And now you will go ahead and buy them. How will you plan to make them viable?
Actually, it is not the question of viability. It is a question of the competence only. And the private people doesn't have that much experience in the hydropower projects. That's the reason they couldn't do it. And we as per our competence, and we have worked out the viability also. So definitely there is no issue. So that is the reason, since the private company is not doing, so NHPC is asking the state government to take over this project with some mutual discussions.
So you're going to be taking over these projects. We get that. So, but in addition to that, you've also had this project. So Bansiri Hydro project, I believe, it's been delayed for the last few years. So give us a few details. 1, when does this project get commissioned? 2, what is the total capex? And 3, how much of this total capex have you already spent? Please go ahead.
Yeah, so Bansiri, we are planning to commission 2 units by August 22.
Okay.
And despite all this COVID, our team is very motivated, and all the fronts are open, and the work is going full swing. So Subansiri, we are going to commission 2 units by August 22, the remaining units by August 23. So we'll take, because 8 units are there. And we have already spent around 30,000 crore on the Subansiri, and roughly 6,000 to 7,000 crore is yet to be spent over there. So in next 1.5 years. So this is in case of the Subansiri.
Okay. And what about generation? Because in the first quarter, you generated, 7.2 billion units. Last year, it was close to around 24 billion units. What's the outlook for this year?
Actually, the generation depends on the water inflow. And this year, in this same month of April and May, water was not that much. But now it has started. And during this quarter, we are going to cross 10,000 million units, which is the highest ever by NHPC, since inflow was better. And we are hoping that this year, at least in the winter, we get a good rain. So it all depends on how we are going to get the water. Our machines are already available, and there is no problem with the machines, anything. It all depends on how much we get the water.
Okay. All right. Mr. Singh, you're sounding rather optimistic about business. You're saying generation will improve. Your projects will come on stream as well. Tell us, what is your receivables position right now? How much of money is pending to be received from the state governments or the centre?
Actually, if you say for till now, considering the 45 days, we have around 3,350 crores. And hopefully during this month only we're going to get around 2,000 crores. So receivable is not issue, it is being released, and ministry already very proactive, and we are pursuing the state government, they are paying it also. So receivable not issue now.
So you'll get 2,000 crore this month. And
yeah.
What does your balance sheet look like? What's the kind of cash that you're sitting on, cash or current investments, and the debt on your books, if at all?
Say around 33,000, including this capital deployed and already commissioned project. It's roughly 33,000 crores. And we have the sufficient cash in our book, so no issue.
Okay. All right, Mr. Singh, thanks so much for stopping by and giving us all